Welcome to What's Up Oxford. I'm Shannon Woolley, and today I am here with Adam Corrigan Holowitz and William Butt from the Thistle Theatre. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so Thistle Theatre, I just learned there's a theatre in Embro.
There is.
Okay, and how long has that theatre been open?
It's been going for about 30 years, and it's in an old former opera house that's been there for well over 120 years.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
It's a theatre centre for Northern Oxford.
Wonderful. Well, I'm sure all the Embro residents are aware, but now anybody watching outside of Embro will also be aware that there's a theatre there if they didn't already know. So you're here to talk about an upcoming show or a show that's planned for next year.
It's planned for next March, called Miss Supertest. And Miss Supertest is a boat, not a person. And it's a story about a person from Embro named Bob Hayward, grew up there, was a farmer, raised chickens, and he ended up as a world champion speedboat racer 3 years in a row. So it's a great local story.
Wonderful. So it's actually inspired by a true story.
A true story, yes.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He was just a guy there, and he started racing cars and then little boats on the Thames River, and eventually unlimited power boats on the water that will go 175, 180 miles an hour or so using aircraft engines.
Wow, that's incredible. So I was going to ask what inspired you to write this, because I understand you're the writer of this show, but now we know what inspired you. It's a true story.
It's a true story, and you know there aren't that many world champions in anything from Oxford, and he was one of them. Also, I saw him race when I was about 9 years old on these big boats that were roaring, in that case, down the Detroit River, and they make a tremendous racket, and they throw out a spray of water that goes a couple hundred meters behind, and it's all very exciting.
Okay.
So this was a big spectator sport in the 50s and 60s.
Okay, and you've watched him actually race.
When I was little, yep.
Okay, so what made you decide now to write a play or write a show about it?
Well, we just think that if there's local stories that people know something about, and we can put them on stage, so much the better. And if people don't know their local stories, well, this is one way for them to hear about the local stories.
Of course.
So that you don't have to get all your stories from Los Angeles.
Right, of course. It's local, homegrown, and something to be very proud of. Okay, so Adam, I understand you're the director.
I am, yes.
Okay, so what goes into a production like this? Like, how many people would be a part of a show?
For this show, we're looking for a lot of people. This is a community project, and to me, a community theater piece is very different than a professional theater piece, which I work in as well. But what excites me about this kind of project is that we are taking anyone who's interested and inviting them to be part of this production through auditioning, through working backstage, through performing. Even if they have very little theater experience or no theater experience, we're going to give them the tools and the support and the encouragement and the techniques that they need to be confident on stage, but also really excited and successful on stage. This is a play performed by the community. It's going to reflect the community. It's a community story. So we are looking for anyone who's interested, and we're going to make something that's wholly unique to the people who come out, who want to be part of it. If there's a 14-year-old who wants to be in the show, they could be in the show. They might be playing an 85-year-old, or an 85-year-old might be playing a 14-year-old, or anything in between there. We're looking at reflecting our community on stage, and using all of the uniqueness of these people to tell that story in a way that no one else can tell.
To bring it together.
Yeah.
Okay, so when do auditions start?
Auditions will be this month at the end of October, on October 25th and 28th.
Okay.
In Embro at Knox United Church. And it's going to be a time for us to, it's not going to be a test. It's going to be a time for people to come together, and we're going to see what people can bring, and then I'll go away and think, okay, who can do that in that show? Oh, that'd be really neat if that person did that element of that piece, that performance, and we're going to make something out of who comes.
Okay.
So we're not looking for anyone we're looking for singers. There's going to be singing, but it's going to be group singing, and everyone sounds good when they're singing together. So
Of
it's not
course.
about. We're not looking for people who've played the mat. We're looking for people who like to sing together in a group and find joy in that as well.
Okay, so what kind of commitment would you be looking for? What would the
It's going to be a 2-night-a-week process starting in January and opening in March, on March 15th. So it's going to be Wednesday nights and Sunday afternoons.
Okay.
And it's a very unique show to maybe what people are used to. It's going to be very much an ensemble-based show. At some points, people might be playing the boat, might be playing Miss Supertest. People might be playing multiple different characters. People might be crowds at some points. There might be birds or seagulls. So everyone's going to be busy at all the time. Even if you have a part that's only in a few pages, you're going to be doing a lot of stuff throughout the show. You're going to be busy and engaged through the whole process.
Wonderful. So the auditions are going to be October 25th, 7 to 9, October 28th from 10 till noon at Knox United Church in Embro.
That's right.
And then hopefully we can have you guys back in the new year just before the show goes live, and we can hear how the auditions and how the training has been going.
That's wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today, guys. We look forward to the show.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.